Hi, my name is Toby Pierce, and I have a little devotional message to share with you. But we recently, my wife and I, got to spend a weekend up in southern Colorado, in a little community called South Fork. It's South Fork of the Rio Grande River is right there, and it was really nice. We were within walking distance of the Church of Christ up there. And I really appreciated the messages, both the class and the sermon that the preacher there, Nathan Wheeler, gave. Well, I wanted to share a thought that came from Nathan, and maybe a few thoughts of my own, and mixed in here. He was talking about a very familiar passage, I'm sure, for you, Romans 8 and verse 28. I'm going to start reading in verse 26, Romans 8. It says, "Likewise, the Spirit helps us in our weakness, for we do not know what to pray for as we ought, but the Spirit himself intercedes for us with groanings too deep for words. And he who searches hearts knows what is in the mind of the Spirit, because the Spirit intercedes for the saints according to the will of God." And then verse 28. "And we know that for those who love God, all things work together for good, for those who are called according to his purpose." Now, if you think about that idea, that passage, that truth from God, that all things work together for good, for those who love God and are called according to his purpose. And then the preacher used the story of Joseph in the Old Testament. Think about all the things that Joseph went through. He was rejected by his brothers. He was sold into slavery by his brothers. He ends up being falsely accused of making advances to his master's wife, Potiphar's wife. He's thrown into prison. And he's forgotten by those who could have helped him get out. But eventually he comes out on top. And his brothers come to him, everybody comes to him for food because of the famine that's going on there in Egypt. And there in Genesis chapter 50 and verse 20, we see Joseph says, he's talking to his brothers who did all these bad things to him, and he says, "You, as for you, you meant evil against me, but God meant it for good, to bring about that many people should be kept alive as they are today." God took the sin that other people had committed against Joseph, and he turned it around, made something good come out of it for his glory and to help many people. So think about that in your life. God can take the sinful things that people have done to you. God can even take the sinful things you've done in your past and work it together for good. God will take you. He can cleanse you. You have your sins washed away as you're baptized. Or if that's happened a long time ago and you've gotten into some sinful things, God can take you where you are and forgive you and mold you and make you into someone for his glory, someone that will glorify him, even for your own glory. In 1 Corinthians 2 and verse 7. So you've messed up. You have a bad past, a lot of baggage. God can work with that. He can make it all work together for good. He stands ready to receive you. He stands ready to forgive. Hope you have a blessed day.